Welcome to Big Energy. I'm your host, Kassi Underwood, here to give you a dose of that good energy and talk with people who do it best. Each week, I bring you the knowledge we need to be the forces of nature we came here to be. Hi, friends. Welcome back to another week of Big Energy. This week, I want to talk to you about how to stay in your big energy when you've got a problem person in your life or a person with behavior that just triggers the living daylights out of you. I have found myself recently in not just one, but multiple situations where the behavior that I am experiencing is just really sucking me in. So I was like, maybe other people are experiencing this too. Whoever it is, think of a person in your life who just has a particular behavior or set of behaviors that trigger the fuck out of you. Maybe it's your mom, your partner, sister, friend, neighbor, client, a boss, whatever, whoever. It's just a recurring experience of you feeling emotionally charged when you interact with them because of this behavior that keeps popping out, or you're on edge because this behavior could pop out at any moment. They just keep doing something that is like, oh, like, why are they doing that? Like, it's like that, or like, I don't even want to interact with them because they're going to go back into this thing again. How do you interact with this person when they keep triggering you? And do you even want to keep interacting with them? Obviously, I can't answer that question for you, but I am going to teach you how to release the emotional charge on the situation, which will put you in a much clearer headspace. And it will also keep you out of the insanity of trying to get them to change, because we can't change people. They are who they are. And all you can do is change yourself. So what I'm going to do is give you kind of like a Jedi mind trick for this particular situation to put you in a much clearer headspace so that you can, if you feel so inclined, have a conversation with them. This is like step one so that you can experience the circumstances with just like a little bit less charge. Sometimes if I'm in the emotional charge of the situation, I'm not seeing it right myself. So I'm actually not able to interact from a place of anything close to truth because I'm so triggered, upset, feel wounded, I have my feelings hurt. Maybe I'll be experiencing it as like a level 10 trigger. And what's actually happening is maybe worthy of like a level 3. So let's get you to the place of emotional reaction that whatever is happening is actually worthy of. That's the goal for today. So to release the emotional charge, this is what we have to do. First of all, know that the work is always to allow people to be exactly as they are for as long as they need to be. So however they're being fucking perfect. Doesn't mean you need to hang out with them. Doesn't mean that you need to be their best friend or call them every day or whatever it is, or work with them or whatever it's looking like for you. Your job is to allow them to be exactly as they are. Your job is not to help them change the way that they're perceiving the situation or to teach them that how they're seeing it is wrong or how they're behaving is wrong. Your only job is to allow them to be exactly as they are for as long as they need to be that way. And it might be forevs. Once again, we have to get you to the place of emotional charge that whatever the situation is worthy of. Because if the emotional charge is level 10, your reaction and boundaries that you put in place and whatever you do to cope with the situation could actually not be in right alignment either. So Jedi mind trick is to allow them to be where they are. Now, if you're listening to this and like, yes, I need that tool right now, then you're probably not there yet. Allowing them to be where they are for as long as they need to be is like, sounds good, but I don't feel that way and I can't take it and I can't handle it and I'm fucking out if that's how it's going to be, right? Or I'm going to continue to avoid or whatever it is so that you don't have to deal with the behavior. I'm going to get you to the emotional place in today's episode. You will actually be able to allow them to be where they are for as long as they need to be by the end of today's episode. And the reason it's a Jedi mind trick is, as A Course in Miracles says, infinite patience creates instant results. Infinite patience creates instant results. So sometimes when we do get to that place where it's like, you know what, it really is okay if they're like that until the end of time, it creates a space for them to not feel judged, to not feel disapproved of, and they're able to step into a different kind of energy just by you shifting yours. I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but for me, if I feel disapproved of in a situation, if I feel judged, there's something about it, just a little bad bitch in me that wants to do it more. If somebody's like, oh, you're so selfish. If you're a woman, raise your hand if anybody's ever called you selfish. And if not, girl, get called selfish. I take it as a compliment these days. Thank you. Thank you. That means I'm not pandering to the patriarchy's idea of what a woman should be. So please call me selfish. The name of my next book is going to be Selfish, a manual of how to be totally self-absorbed and not give a fuck about what anybody else thinks. So if somebody calls me selfish, if they say it in a disapproving way, I'm just so tempted. If there's somebody in my life that I have a really long past with and they see me in a certain way, I can be so different in every other context. But you put me right in front of them and damn it, do I start acting like a teenager again. This is the same concept. If you relate to that, then imagine if you've got somebody else in a context where you see them as being a really mad person, a scary person, a threatening person, someone who doesn't have their shit together or is passive aggressive, you've got them in that context. There's a little something in your behavior, if you're judging them in that way, that is going to create a space for them to show up in that way. So when you take the charge out of your own emotional reaction to their behavior, and you get to this place of like infinite patience, infinite allowing them to be exactly as they are for as long as they need to be, they're going to have a space to be a little different. They're going to have a space to feel approved of and to feel seen and to show up in a totally different way because you're no longer judging them for being that. So they've got a whole other energetic field that they can step into. You're going to learn how to take out the charge in your reaction so that you leave them space to be exactly as they are. And the paradox is that actually allows them to be different if they want to. Now, you're not going to expect it because that's the other thing is you have to take out any expectation of any results whatsoever. Like there is no attachment here. You're only doing this for your own peace. You're only reducing this emotional charge that you feel for your own peace. It's not for anybody else. So here we go. This is the process. To release the emotional charge, we need to infuse reality. So whatever's happening, whatever the behavior is and our reaction to it, with truth. So we're going to infuse reality with truth, and then we're going to bring that truth and that reality into your body. Let's make it practical. Number 1, think of the person. Number 2, think of what they do that gets you going. Maybe they're unpredictable. They change plans. They're a yeller. They make you feel like a burden. There's passive aggressiveness. They say things that make you feel unseen, disapproved of. They're late. They're rude. They guilt trip you. Whatever it is, as you're picturing the things that they do that trigger you, I want you to feel it in your body at the fullest extent that you feel it when you are with them. So you can close your eyes if you want, unless you're driving, and just feel this in your body. And I want you to rate the charge level 1 to 10. So you have a base point for yourself. So you know what they're doing. You've felt it in your body. You have rated the charge level 1 to 10. Now, remind yourself of the truth. And I'm going to give you some ideas of what the truth are. The truth is not like, they had a horrible childhood. They're a bad person. It's not anything like that. Make the truth just as neutral as you want to ultimately feel. So here's the truth. It's not personal. It's not about you. Even if they're addressing you, it's got nothing to do with you. You can't change them. You are not responsible for their happiness or freedom. not even if it's your own children. You are not responsible for their happiness, for their freedom. Not even if it's your parents, not anyone. And they are not responsible for your happiness, your peace, or your freedom. You are. Then remind yourself, this one's really important. You're two different people. They're over there. You're over here. Their emotions are their emotions. Your emotions are your emotions. These are separate. You can imagine a Wonder Woman shield over you. You can imagine that you have a force field around you that deflects any kind of judgment and whatever they have coming toward you, that protects you from their own drama, feeling that they are so right in the situation, their own not really being able to see what's happening. Whatever it is, that you are not responsible for what's over there. You're responsible for what's over here, what's inside of your own force field. So now you've reminded yourself of the truth. Step 6 is to visualize it and to feel it, but stay in big energy. So what we typically do when we're triggered is we shrink, we get defensive, we tighten up. We do not stay in our big energy. What we're going to do right now is to rehearse the feeling of staying in big energy when they trigger you. So go ahead and keep your back straight, your body open. You can take some deeper breaths into your belly and release. And continue to keep your body open, your body big. We're not going to hunch over. We're not going to tighten up. We're just going to stay open body, breathing deeply. And I want you now in meditation, closing your eyes if that's comfortable and safe, to picture them doing the things that tick you off, that upset you, that make you afraid, that make you anxious, that trigger you in any way, that make you feel jealous. Picture them doing the things. Just close your eyes and imagine it right now. And feel the feelings as strongly as you can. Continuing to breathe, continuing to keep your body open and your back straight. Do not shrink. Big energy. Continuing to breathe through the rehearsal of their behaving in this way that triggers you. Making sure you stay with it. You're picturing them. They're doing the thing. It gives you the trigger feeling. You have the emotional charge around it. Feel the feelings as strongly as you can. Keep your big energy. Keep your body open and continue to breathe normally. Continue to deep breath in, deep breath out. Now find some thoughts that neutralize the feeling even more. It's not personal. It's not about, you're not going to talk them into seeing things differently. It's not your job to. You're not responsible for their happiness, their peace, or their freedom. They're not responsible for your happiness, peace, or freedom. They're not the only show in town. You get to take care of yourself fully and completely. You get to love them in whatever way is right for you. Remind yourself of the truth and continue to keep your body open, back straight, big motherfucking energy. Do not shrink as you're imagining this. This is rehearsal for real time. Now really see that they are over there across a room and you are over here. You are two different people. You've got a force field around you. You are protected. You are deflecting any form of negativity. And you're also just being in your big energy. You are not responsible for how they respond to you. You are not responsible for their reactions. You're not responsible for their happiness, their freedom, their peace. You are responsible for your own. And just see that space between you and them. And allow them to be exactly who they are over there. As upset as they need to be, as mad as they need to be. They get to be over there thinking whatever they want about you, about the situation. It's not your job to change that. They are over there with their thoughts, their feelings, their perceptions, and you're over here, allowing them to be exactly as they are. There's nothing to fear. There's nothing to be mad at. They get to be exactly where they are. They're on their own journey. It is not yours. You are on yours. Your journey is what you're doing right now. And now you can take it even further. So send them love from across the room. You're not melded with them. They are a different person across the room. Send them an arc of love. You can picture like a golden light from your heart to theirs. And just approve of whatever the fuck they are doing that's driving you crazy. Approve of them. Like, oh yeah, how smart of you to create this coping mechanism. I really approve of the part of you that needed to create always using passive aggressiveness or changing plans. I approve of that. Maybe a new trigger comes in for you as you imagine approving it. Don't suppress any of the feelings. Continue to take that deep breath. Keep breathing in exactly the same rhythm as it's been. That's how you neutralize the feeling. And I approve of myself too. I totally approve of myself. I totally approve of whatever I decide to do in this situation. I totally approve of hanging in there, of being in this, of remaining in relationship with this person, however it is. I don't need anybody else to tell me how to do this. I approve of my way of navigating this. And I totally approve of them, however they're doing it. Does not mean that I need to be close to them. It does not mean that I need to tell them that I approve. This is an energetic approval. It's a spiritual approval. It's a higher self approval of whatever their human needed to create to be able to navigate life, even if it is a little dysfunctional when you're in relationship with it. And then you get to choose whatever you're going to do to navigate it. So everybody gets to be exactly who they are and exactly how they are. And take another deep breath and release. And as you release, go ahead and come back to the present moment and just notice what level charge you are with this person right now. See if it went down, even half a point. See if it went down at all. And you can keep doing the meditation. Sometimes I need to do the meditation every day for a week, and it's like building a muscle of tolerance for what's happening and building the muscle of self-approval of how I'm choosing to navigate the situation, really integrating the idea that I'm not responsible for them. They're over there and I am over here. So breaking out of that codependency that can happen in any kind of relationship. It's not just romantic or parental relationships. Sometimes it's friendship. If we're codependent anywhere, we're usually codependent everywhere. So really seeing the difference between me and them. I know we're often taught in spirituality, but it's like we are all one, but please do not be motherfucking codependent. You need to be able to navigate when other people are going through their shit without getting sucked into it. How we're all one is like an energetic thing. We're all one because you're going to totally approve of them. Your disapproval, their sense of being wrong when they're around you, they're not going to feel that energetic anymore. That's how we're all one, is they're just not going to feel that. You're going to be neutral around it. You're going to be like, oh, cool. I got cool with how they are. I don't need to express anything at this moment. There might be a time when it's like, hey, I lovingly think that we should change the arrangement of this relationship, or you lovingly make other plans instead of hanging out with them, or whatever it is. But you're just going to have a whole new energetic around them. So make space for you both to be different. This is the unknown. This is the mystery. Don't even plan a certain reaction around them. Don't plan a conversation until you've reached that neutrality, or some level. I'd say like until you reach like a level 2, 3 of neutrality. Don't even plan unless you're in a dangerous situation or an emotionally abusive situation. Do not plan a strategy, because you're both going to be different by the time you get neutral around this. Once you're neutral, then you will already know. So you won't have to plan anything. You'll know what to say. You'll know what to do. It's the part of us that's in reactivity that feels that it needs to like make a grand plan of how to handle a situation. That is, unless there is some form of abuse happening, in which case you do whatever you need to do to take care of yourself. Okay, my loves, I hope this was helpful to you. Let me know how it goes for you. Feel free to get in touch with me, office@kassiunderwood.com, or you can find me on Instagram at Kassi Underwood, Kassi. You can also find me on TikTok at Kassi.Underwood. That's KASSI.Underwood. And in case you didn't know, in case you didn't hear, and in case you want more tools like the one I just shared with you, my program, Practical Spirituality, which is a 21-day process to release the charge on everything in your life. It is my foundational program that is going to help you get very neutral, get into your humor, laugh at whatever's happening, see the cosmic joke, get the cosmic joke, and just have a lot more fun. So if this appeals to you, it's a 21-day program. It's currently on sale for as low as $59 per month. I am also offering 3 calls to bring you from day 1 to day 21 in the program. So if you join now, you have until Friday to get in at this rate. Otherwise, the price will go up on Friday after 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you have until Friday to get in at this rate, and also to be included on the 3 live coaching calls where I will make for dang sure that you are fully supported in this process, and make for dang sure that you actually do the process. You will completely change your life. When people do this program, they start, and by day 2, they often report feeling like a quote unquote different person, or that other people already notice the change in them. So if you're wanting to completely release the charge on life, get into your sense of humor, remember that life is a big cosmic joke and that we're here to have fun, and to just really have some tools that you can use for the rest of your life, please go to KassiUnderwood.com/practical spirituality. The link is in the show notes. Once again, that's KassiUnderwood.com/practical spirituality. The sale ends on Friday, so please get in there ASAP. I love you all and have a beautiful week. Mwah. That was another episode of Big Energy with me, your host, Kassi Underwood. Were you into it? Go ahead and click the subscribe button and leave a review. You can also find me online at KassiUnderwood.com. See you next time.